Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. Today we are talking about one of the most bizarre stories to come out of the music world this week. And while on the surface it may seem like a really weird, silly, isolated incident, I do think the topic of today's video is indicative of a larger trend right now in terms of music fans just being like really entitled right now and siloed off into their own respective musical bubbles in such a way to where they only feel comfortable a lot of the time listening to songs and artists and sounds and vibes they're already familiar with. Case in point, singer-songwriter Gracie Abrams. I personally may have my own reasons for not really being a big fan of her music, but you know what? She has put a lot of work into the record she has dropped up until this point. She has a fan base who loves what she does. And of course, as a result of that, she is more than entitled to get out there into the world, perform, do a whole tour, which she is about to embark on behind her latest full-length LP. And as the leader for a headline tour, you usually take it upon yourself to hand pick your openers for the bill. For a big tour such as this, that can be a pretty cool thing. Can help put on lesser known artists and expose them to an audience of people who might not have known about them before. I'm sure in a way Gracie is almost paying it forward in this way because I think there are a lot of music fans out there who might not have necessarily heard about her if it weren't for the fact that, you know, she had spent so many dates opening up for the great famous Taylor Swift. So for said live performances, Gracie seems to have gone with New York indie bedroom pop singing songwriting personality Dora Jar. Someone whose work I'm not necessarily super familiar with myself, but that's kind of irrelevant for this context because there's absolutely nothing musically that she could be doing that would warrant this commentary that you see here on your screen right now, because apparently there are at least some Gracie Abrams fans that are not really happy with the Dora Jar pick. And so as a result, we have a change.org petition to lobby for Gracie changing the opener to the show to somebody else. And they stated their reasoning in this petition as well. Many fans, including myself, are baffled by the recent announcement that Dora Jar will be the opening act for the Secret of Us Tour's Europe shows. We are perplexed as we do not recognize her. And with less than 2 weeks till the tour, it's virtually impossible to familiarize ourselves with her slow-paced songs. Oh my God. The logic is so stupid. It's so baby-brained. It's so dumb. Like, I love that the prime issue and problem cited with this is that you're just not familiar with her. Like, I'm sorry, is every musical experience you're supposed to have from now to the rest of your life and every concert that you ever see supposed to be an artist that you're 100% familiar with already? On top of it, as popular and as successful and as famous as Gracie Abrams is right now, she's like still not a top tier artist in terms of her fan base and her, chart positions and her overall popularity. And I mean, openers are usually, like, comparatively speaking, smaller artists than the headliner for the show. Are you expecting Gracie Abrams to get somebody opening up for her who is like on a similar level of popularity and familiarity, or somebody who's more popular than her? That's not how bills fucking work. I mean, right now, Gracie is like at the mid tier of mainstream singing songwriting popularity. So of course she's going to pick somebody to open up for her who is not quite on that same level. So yeah, chances are it's going to be somebody who you don't know. And I just find it silly that you don't see that as maybe an opportunity to broaden your horizons, maybe, but not even that much. Because when you look at the genres that Dora Jar dabbles in, like it's very much in the Gracie Abrams wheelhouse. There should be a lot of crossover appeal here. And like, Gracie picked The Support. So she's literally telling you like, hey, here's an artist doing something I personally think is cool. And you're pushing it away like a baby who refuses to eat broccoli. For a memorable concert experience, an opening act should set the mood and get the crowd excited, but Dora's slow tempo songs may not not achieve this goal. Oh no, a song might be slow. Oh, the worst thing in the world. This is hilarious to me because it's not exactly like Gracie Abrams writes like really fast-paced, fist-pumping, like, you know, crazy over-the-top anthems. Like, what the hell do you want here? Should Gracie, tag a hardcore punk band to open up the show? I mean, some stage diving at the Gracie Abrams concert might actually be kind of fire. It's not just a personal concern. According to Billboard, upbeat opening acts are essential to the overall concert experience as they set the tone for the headlining act and help in keeping the audience's energy up throughout the show. Billboard 2019. I like how we're throwing in like a reference here, like, you know, Billboard is some like sort of scientific concert authority. This really should be like an MLA format footnote on the last page, if anything. Keeping this in consideration, it seems only fair that a more well-known energetic artist or band could replace Dora Jar as the opening act. How about just allowing Dora Jar to open up the Gracie Abrams shows for the sake of art? What if, artistically speaking, Gracie just thinks Dora Jar makes cool songs? What if Gracie, in fact, likes the contrast in overall vibes and energies between her and Dora Jar's music for the concerts? It finishes off with, please show your support for a more enjoyable concert experience by signing this petition for the replacement of Dora Jar as the opening act for the Secret of Us tour. Again, grossness, again, entitlement, again, self-centeredness, and again, trying to justify it by making it seem like there's some kind of like greater body of study proving that your shitty opinion is right. When in reality, all this truly is that this person has a preference, and you know what? That's all right. You don't have to like Dora Jar's music, and truth be told, you will be fine. You will be totally okay sitting through an opener that you think is just all right to catch an appearance, a performance from an artist that you genuinely enjoy. I'm okay. I've been to countless shows over the course of my lifetime, and you think I've loved every fucking opener to see the artist I was actually there for? No. Sometimes, and get this, I've actually enjoyed the opener more than the headlining artist. But yeah, it's sad how much streaming services and the internet have allowed people's taste to be catered to the point where like they feel like listening to anything that they are unfamiliar with is like beneath them. It's like a pain. It's a torture they shouldn't be subjected to. Now, I will end this video off by saying, a bit of a silver lining to this cloud is that Dora Jar has reacted to this, and she seems to have, kind of taken these comments in stride and is being, a bit funny about it and wearing it as a badge of honor. And also, thankfully, Gracie Abrams, to her credit too, doesn't seem to be fostering this kind of attitude in her audience and has spoken out about how just ridiculous and stupid this petition is. And she's very much standing by Dora Jar for the openings of these shows. So again, I don't mean to paint this specifically as a young person thing or a Gracie Abrams fan thing. Really just a word of warning that I feel like we should all be conscious of the fact that I feel like the internet and music streaming platforms right now are really poisoning the well in terms of like people's music tastes and the lack of overall variety that we're being exposed to on a regular basis. And frankly, how much bland, lifeless, uninspired, algorithmically aggrandized bullshit that we're being exposed to on any given day. Honestly, all sorts of popular music, regardless of whether or not I like it, has a time and a place and an audience. I'm not saying it's wrong to enjoy listening to or being a fan of any one thing. However, I do feel like it is upon us as music listeners and fans and consumers to make sure that our palates and our listening diets are broad and are adventurous so that, again, we don't end up baby-brained and afraid that we'll have to sit through an opening set from an indie bedroom singer-songwriter whose songs might just be a little subtle, a little low-key, a little slower than average. Lots of amazing bands and artists and songs have operated in that mode, and it's not something I think we should try to write a petition up to prevent ourselves from having to experience. Because who knows, if you pull your head out of your ass and keep an open mind, you might actually enjoy it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this preposterous situation. What are yours? I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Over here next to my head is another video to check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano petitions Dora Jar forever.